No income tax, no national insurance, no VAT.
Means that this budget raises taxes by £40 billion.
In Nice, with his trotters up, yeah? Where is the geezer? I think he should be held accountable for it. He should be held accountable for it.
It's a valid point.
700,000 signatures and counting. A petition demanding a new UK general election is gaining unprecedented momentum, and Elon Musk just threw his weight behind it. But why? In a shocking turn of events, the tech billionaire's endorsement has sent shockwaves through British politics, leaving Keir Starmer's Labour government reeling. As the petition's numbers soar, we're about to uncover how Musk's intervention could reshape the political landscape and why Starmer's reputation might never recover. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Elon Musk's unexpected foray into British politics has sent shockwaves through the establishment.
Is obvious, but border security is equally obvious in my view, and that's why I've said we are committed to bringing down immigration.
And in doing so, not just do the right thing, but maybe mend some fences between this government and the incoming.
It all began with a simple tweet endorsing a petition for a new general election. But what happened next was anything but ordinary. Within hours of Musk's endorsement, the petition's signature count skyrocketed. By the end of the day, over 700,000 people had added their names, far surpassing the 100,000 threshold needed to trigger a parliamentary debate. This surge in support wasn't just a numbers game. It was a clear signal of growing public discontent with the current political landscape. But Musk didn't stop there. He turned his attention to the UK's policing practices, specifically targeting the controversial hate incident investigations. In a series of tweets, he highlighted some of the more absurd cases. One involved a child being reported for telling a classmate they smelled like fish. Another saw a woman accused of a hate incident for comparing someone to a Rottweiler. Musk's reaction? "What is happening in Britain?" followed by a laughing emoji, clearly mocking the situation.
So what's happened to that David Cameron who called it on? Let's be fair.
I think you're referring to our former Prime Minister.
Yeah, but
Is that because you fear failure?
No, Beth, the way we've constructed it is that there are foundational things that a government must do.
These tweets struck a chord with many Britons who have long been frustrated with what they see as overzealous policing of speech. Social media platforms lit up with users echoing Musk's sentiments, sharing their own experiences and criticisms of the current approach to law enforcement. As the online debate intensified, many wondered what Musk would say next. Would he delve deeper into British politics? Would he offer solutions or just continue to point out problems? The tech billionaire didn't keep them waiting long. In a bold move that left political analysts scrambling, Musk made a prediction that sent tremors through the corridors of power. All establishment parties in the UK will get crushed in the next election, he declared. This wasn't just a casual observation. It was a damning indictment of the entire political system. Musk's intervention has left Keir Starmer and his Labour government in a precarious position. How do you respond when one of the world's most influential figures essentially calls for your political demise?
Pensioners, 10 million of them, who will be shivering in their homes this winter. Well, frankly, they already are. How cold has it been this weekend?
I will defend our decisions in the budget all day long. I will defend facing up to the harsh light of fiscal reality.
As we'll see, Starmer's attempts to defend his party's record and maintain credibility in the face of this onslaught have been less than convincing. The Labour leader now finds himself caught between a rock and a hard place, trying to appease an increasingly dissatisfied electorate while fending off criticism from unexpected quarters. $4 billion. That's the price tag on Labour's broken promise, a staggering increase in national insurance that flies in the face of earlier commitments. But this financial betrayal is just the tip of the iceberg in Starmer's sea of troubles. Keir Starmer's Labour Party finds itself in a crisis of confidence, struggling to maintain credibility amidst a storm of criticism. recent policy decisions have sparked public backlash, leaving the party scrambling to defend its record. But as Starmer attempts to justify Labour's actions, he's finding that facts and public opinion are increasingly at odds with his narrative.
How comes he can scuttle off? He called all this on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He has no regrets.
Where is he? He's in Europe.
Are fully costed and fully funded. And that means no tax rises for working people. We're not going to be raising tax on working people.
The national insurance hike stands out as a glaring example of Labour's policy U-turns. Despite promises not to raise income tax, the party pushed through a $4 billion increase, leaving many voters feeling betrayed. This isn't an isolated incident, but part of a pattern of broken promises that's eroding public trust in Starmer's leadership. As Labour grapples with these issues, polling data paints a grim picture. The party's approval ratings have taken a nosedive since Starmer took office, reflecting a growing disconnect between Labour and the electorate. What was once seen as a fresh start for the party has turned into a struggle for relevance. Starmer's attempts to defend Labour's record have fallen flat. His responses to criticism are increasingly viewed as inadequate, failing to address the core concerns of voters. It's a far cry from the sharp, forensic approach that once characterized his performances in Parliament.
We will not raise taxes on working people.
We're not putting up taxes on working people.
What a pensioner is. They don't think of someone living hand to mouth, deciding whether or not to have a meal or to switch on the radiator. I don't think that's how they perceive pensioners.
Political experts have noted that Labour's current strategy is ineffective. The party seems caught in a loop of damage control, unable to articulate a clear vision for the future. This lack of direction is costing them dearly in the court of public opinion. As pressure mounts, all eyes are on Starmer to see how he'll respond to Musk's scathing criticisms. Will he finally address the issues head-on, or continue with the same defensive posture that's yielded little success so far? The answer, it seems, is the latter. Starmer's response to Musk's comments was underwhelming at best, failing to engage with the substance of the criticism. Instead of offering a robust defense of Labour's policies or a clear alternative vision, Starmer's rebuttal amounted to little more than political platitudes. This weak response raises serious questions about the future of established political parties in Britain. As figures like Musk wield increasing influence through social media, can traditional parties adapt and remain relevant? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a fundamental shift in the UK's political landscape?
Tax to record levels. They have broken their promises, and it is the working people of this country that are going to pay the price.
I'm convinced that if we can show that politics can change Britain for the better, then we can face the future with confidence.
Elon Musk's unexpected dive into British politics has shaken the establishment to its core. His endorsement of a petition for a new general election and his scathing critiques of UK policing practices have ignited a firestorm of public debate. This isn't just another celebrity weighing in on politics. It's a seismic shift in how public opinion is shaped and mobilized. The long-term impact of Musk's intervention could be profound. His massive social media following gives him a platform that rivals, and in some ways surpasses, traditional media outlets. When Musk speaks, millions listen, and politicians are forced to take notice.
Frankly, no, seriously, I think we're let down by all sides of the parties.
I think they've got the right intentions, but they're struggling to get their message across, I think, is the problem.
Has the time not come, Prime Minister, to prescribe what is so obviously a terrorist organisation?
This direct line to the public bypasses the usual filters of political communication, creating a new dynamic in the relationship between leaders and voters. But what does this mean for the future of established political parties? Can they adapt to a world where a single tweet from a tech billionaire can spark a nationwide movement? Or will we see the rise of new political forces more attuned to the digital age? As the dust settles on this latest controversy, one thing is clear: British politics will never be quite the same again.